When something is cognitive, it means that it can acquire knowledge and, of course, also use that knowledge. We humans are cognitive. We see the environment around us, we hear, we sense, we observe the environment, and we make that into knowledge. Eventually, these new insights may lead to some action. Nowadays, we give the system the solution. What we would like to achieve is to get a higher level of automation. If we give the system expectations instead of solutions, then that raises the level of autonomy that the system has. Let's say I want the quality of experience of these users to be at least this level. The system receives that intent. It will start to observe those users, extract data about their quality of experience, and maybe come to the conclusion that this current quality of experience is not good enough. It would come up with an action, maybe change the priority of the traffic of those users, and with that we will see that the quality of experience will get better. So why do we need cognitive networks? The more diverse devices you connect to the network, the more work is needed to do that management. We will see more and more use cases, more and more services, more and more diverse services with extreme requirements, and all of this needs to be dealt with in the network. I believe that if we don't have this automation journey, it will become unmanageable for humans. So imagine the networks of tomorrow performing far more complex functions than today. I believe we can make the networks more autonomous. With cognitive networks, it's possible.
今天带你体验一下夜间战斗，看看美俄双方夜视仪的区别，也许你就能明白乌军能坚持下去的原因。这是俄军最新使用的夜视仪，跟你平时在电影中看到的差不多，比原有苏联夜视仪确实清晰了很多。但是到了无灯光的森林中，就只是这个样子了，很多细节是看不清楚的，容易将主体与周围环境混淆。在城市中的使用距离超过50米外就难辨雌雄。150米外基本人畜不分了。如果在巷战中只能解决有和无的问题，打一些没有夜视仪的军队。接下来看看美军的，意不意外？惊不惊喜？先给个小红心，再听我解密。这就是美陆军头戴式增强型双目夜视仪，MA4829，完全不是以往的绿光，而是灰白加橙红双色显示。戴上它就像打游戏一样，可以清晰的显示黑夜中人和物体发光的轮廓。士兵、武器、树木、墙壁，甚至枪的射击轮廓也能清晰的勾画出，简直像开了外挂。知道可以看多远吗？300米，整整远了150米。这个距离对方就是瞎子。俄军的夜视仪是双目的，而美军中间多了一只眼，像个二郎神。那是一个12微米融合式热成像装置，能够透过烟雾、雨雪、树木，甚至是墙壁等障碍物，勾勒出藏在后面敌人的身体轮廓。就像开了透视挂一样。MA4829有目标快速捕获的功能，如果突然出现敌人，它就会用光标提示你，你可以快速射击敌人，而只能用肉眼找。MA4829还能够与瞄准镜连接，士兵们不需要探头去观察外面，只需把枪伸出去，就能通过夜视仪清晰地观察到一切，从而实现拐角安全射击。MA4829夜视仪还具备无线通信、路标导航、建筑结构分析等功能，这样出任务时就不用分心查看地图或听取无线电信息，避免暴露。这简直就是游戏中的上帝视角。有了这个神器，我相信白天敌军一个师打下的阵地，夜晚一个营就可以夺回来。特别是巷战，简直无敌。美82空降时带了上万套，抵达波兰3000人带这么多做什么？你懂的，这往后的日子真是越来越艰难了。
lead camera person on set. This camera here is one you're likely to see in any production studio you visit. The way this camera works is pretty simple. Light enters the camera through the lens, that light then hits the charge-coupled device, and then converts the light information into an image. Now, inside of the body of this camera, there are actually 3 CCD sensors. There are 3 because to be able to process and redistribute color information, it has to measure light at 3 separate wavelengths. That's one for each primary color, red, green, and blue. So in order to do this, a prism block is used to separate the image being captured into the reds, the greens, and the blues. Because of how the prism is assembled, each of the 3 colors gets its own charge-coupled device. That means the CCD is able to devote all of its pixels to that particular color channel. An advantage to using CCD is the resolution. Even though a CCD sensor uses a lot of time and energy converting each pixel, it can hold a large amount across its surface. However, a downside to CCD is what's called the blooming or smearing effect. This happens when a light-gathering pixel exceeds its capacity to hold captured photons. That excess spills over into the adjacent pixels and can produce a spike of light in the image. There are other options when recording video. For instance, the cameras you use to record Snapchat videos on your cell phones uses a CMOS sensor. Though they record less resolution than a CCD, CMOS won't cause blooming or smearing. To get a better idea of what CMOS sensors are, meet Charles at the CMOS Institute.
Hello, I'm Charles Moss from the CMOS Institute, and today I'll be talking about CMOS sensors. Let's get started. CMOS, which stands for Complementary Metal Oxide Semiconductor, is the sensor that can be found in most cell phones, web cameras, and DSLRs. Let's look at how these sensors work. First, light enters through the lens and is directed to the CMOS sensor. A primary color filter sits on top of the sensor that divides the light into red, green, and blue. The sensor converts the light into an electric signal, which is then in turn converted into a digital signal. This signal then carries and imprints images on whichever storage device is being used. CMOS sensors generally work faster than CCD sensors and require less power to operate. They are also cheaper to manufacture and more compact, making them ideal to include into consumer products. Another advantage of the CMOS sensor is that because they capture each pixel individually, they don't have the same blooming and smearing problem that CCDs have. One of the main drawbacks of using CMOS sensors is what's called the rolling shutter effect. They scan images the same way we read books, moving from left to right, line by line. This creates problems when trying to capture fast-moving subjects or panning the camera while shooting, as it can create a distorted and inaccurate representation of what is being captured.
The image sensor, widely used in digital still cameras, digital videos, and mobile phones everywhere. Image sensors capture light. Only a specific color is extracted using a combination of red, green, and blue color filters. These are called the 3 primary colors of light and generate the electrical signal. There are front side and back side illumination types, also known as FSI and BSI image sensors. BSI have predominantly been used in portable consumer application until now. Panasonic has developed the new type of image sensor, which is called Smart FSI, with a new and innovative structure. This new sensor can produce stunning images in a low-light environment and yet still maintain high sensitivity, low noise, and excellent picture quality. Creating true colors and uniform brightness is a Smart FSI image sensor. Panasonic has developed a unique image sensor structure with the Smart FSI, offering high sensitivity, low noise, and outstanding image quality. A cleverly designed light separation wall and light pipe technology allows the collection of light without any loss within the photodiode. Within BSI sensor technology, loss of light is generated in the photodiode, thus creating color mixture and light inefficiency. In the case of Smart FSI, the light separation wall surrounding the pixel works as a reflector and forces the uniform light into the photodiode. As a result, it demonstrates strong color reproductivity and supersensitivity. For example, when shooting in dark surroundings, there is need to use a higher sensitivity setting, but this will cause an increase in the noise level. Smart FSI can achieve both high sensitivity and noise reduction, which enables very high color reproductive results. Light enters the sensor at different angles. The combination of light separation wall and light pipe technology allows the maximum amount of light to be captured. Because there is no mixing of colors, the outcome is a very high resolution picture. The wide incident angle characteristics can improve the image uniformity further. This prevents color shading between the center and surrounding image, and so colors are more even. Furthermore, a wider incident angle can shorten the distance between the lens and image sensor, thus enabling camera modules to become thinner. Panasonic can deliver leading-edge know-how producing high-quality pictures even in low-light conditions. The Smart FSI image sensor, ideal for camera module products, taking camera technology to another level.
This artifact usually appears in one of two forms. The image contains either rippling, curvy lines or the silhouette of a propeller blade moving through the imaging field. The artifact tends to be most prominent on bright, sunny days. The two different patterns of artifact are caused by different optical sensors used by cameras. Generally, cameras employ one of two different optical sensors. Cameras either use CMOS optical sensors or CCD optical sensors. The curvy lines observed in the image on the right are typically generated by cameras employing CMOS-based sensors. The prop silhouette observed on the left is typically generated by cameras using CCD-based sensors. The different artifacts generated by each are the result of different E-shutter methods used. CMOS sensors use a rolling E-shutter, while CCD sensors use a uniform E-shutter. Several other factors, including image acquisition rate, contribute to artifact. Many cameras acquire images at a rate of approximately 30 frames per second. Every 1/30th of a second, a new image is captured. A two-blade propeller completing a rotation every 15th of a second, that's about 900 RPMs, creates an interesting effect in which the propeller seems to stand still. To demonstrate these artifacts, a model airplane engine has been mounted in front of a white backdrop. An optical sensor and oscilloscope are being used to calculate prop rotation frequency by observing the frequency with which propeller blades interrupt light. Both CMOS and CCD-based camera images are shown. Notice that as propellers reach rotation speeds of 900, 1800, 2700, and 3600 RPMs, they appear to stop moving. At these rotational speeds, the cameras acquire images when one of two propeller blades rotate through their arcs and come to be in the same position by the time the next consecutive image is captured. The uniform E shutter used by CCD sensors essentially allows the optical matrix to register all picture elements in the frame concurrently. This accounts for the straight borders of the prop silhouette. The rolling E shutter of the CMOS-based camera does not allow for simultaneous acquisition of all picture elements. The CMOS-based camera used here acquires the image sequentially from top to bottom. This sequential or rolling acquisition accounts for the curvy outline of the propeller. A crude example is shown. As the propeller rotates, the image is acquired from top to bottom. As each section of the image is acquired, the prop is timed to advance. Each section of the prop is therefore registered in a different location during the acquisition of a frame. This accounts for the curvy outline of the prop shadow. It's possible to soften artifact generated by both CCD and CMOS sensors by reducing E shutter speed. By reducing the E shutter speed, the propeller shadows in each case is converted to a soft blur. Here's an example. The CCD camera on the left has an E shutter speed of 1/2000th of a second. The right, 1/100th of a second. Most point-and-shoot cameras will do this automatically as the field you're trying to image becomes darker. This accounts for the reduction in artifact prominence on overcast days. Here, the same effect is being achieved with a CMOS-based camera by reducing light intensity. If the camera being used does not allow for manual alterations in E shutter speed, one can still reduce shutter speed using a filter which decreases the intensity of incident light. Here, pairs of sunglasses